Weaver position 5 as well, so I really like that.
Sometimes you need to adapt.
Sometimes you need to adapt, sometimes you need to change. Let's see if 5-man Liquid do have the right ideas with this draft, because we're going to go to a break and have game number 1 draft ready and hot and served up for you guys. So we'll see you then.
Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Void incarnate.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Oracle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Rubik.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Drow Ranger.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Thank you everyone for waiting so patiently in the chat. I saw all the cat jammers and I saw all the Keck W's as well. But now we're getting ready for Team Liquid versus 5-man here. And as I said, it's going to be hot and served up in front of you guys, just like Grandma's cookies. You guys are super ready to consume this draft. And I've got my panel back here ready to break it all down. QO and Go.Labs. Team Liquid versus 5-man. This is this Liquid team to me is one of those teams that is very versatile with their hero player matchups, right? They can play a lot of heroes across a lot of different players, and they can also diversify the farm a lot as well.
especially with the position 4 and position 3. For this match here, it's going to be...
10
Oh, we already got the
seconds
draft out,
remaining.
but there's only a select few heroes that's actually clashing that they
5
play.
seconds
This is not a
remaining.
team where both of them play Magnus. They don't really care. It's more about those Eyes, about the Oracles, the Drows. But we see here Oracle actually being opened up with the Voice Bearer on the enemy side, and 5-men have decided already to go for a Drow lineup here.
Radiant team
I really
ban.
like this Voice Spirit and Rubik pickup from Liquid. I think Liquid is the only team that can play the Rubik on position 5 really well. And like with the Voice Spirit, I think Mike plays pretty good, and the mid Poikba also plays it, but
Radiant
I
team
like the
pick.
response of the 5-man, like with the
Team
Draw
Liquid's
Ranger.
turn
At least
to
like
pick.
if the Voice Spirit is off lane, he's gonna have a really hard time. And I really like see them picking Mars when they have the Draw Ranger. So
Yeah, if they've prevented Liquid from taking the Mars
Yep.
themselves, and they've taken it, which is pretty nice for the Drow. Gives him that ability to set up for fights as well, just
10
protect the Drow. You have
seconds
the Oracle as
remaining.
well to do that job. So they have a lot of ways to protect the
5
Drow here, and I
seconds
think their
remaining.
lanes are pretty solid no matter what they're versing. So
Well, what are these heroes that you want to see against the Mars Cure? You've been harping on about this Rikimaru for a long time. You've been harping on about the Lifestealer, and fortunately for you, QO mate, the Lifestealer beat the Mars last time. So
Yep.
what are we expecting?
yeah, Lifestealer, Ricky. Those two heroes are my favorite. Like against Mars, there's no reason to not pick it. Ricky
Radiant
looks
team
fantastic,
pick.
just versing against Rocket and Mars. And they seem to be picking Shadow Demon.
Ooh, okay.
well, they do play Lifestealer, but they're not really a team that plays Rikimaru for Mike, which is maybe not what you wanted to hear.
That's the reason why I'm a bit surprised, because Mika is good at playing this Voice Spirit, which is similar
10
feeling to Ricky.
seconds
They're both
remaining.
jumpers, they're both semi carries. Like they don't really carry the game,
5
but
seconds
they're
remaining.
just strong in
Yeah.
the early mid
He
game.
probably does play it, but just hasn't really played it much officially in competitive games. The other one that's probably mentionable is Phantom Lancer. We haven't had really good results, and I'm not really a fan of Phantom Lancer, but it's good against Drow. They don't really have the best ways to deal with it. It's good against Mars as well in the laning phase. So that's another approach they could have gone for.
I think with the Mars versus PL, I think I've seen Mars going 6-4 to Phantom Lancer, 7-3 Phantom Lancer this tournament. Like so, I don't know. Like Phantom Lancer, just because of this weak base damage and like the potential to just get right click down. It's like I think that edgy buff was really really big. Edgy nerf on a Phantom Lancer in other pack. Before that, he was just cannon. Like once he's level 3.
I do like the bans here by 5-man. They banned out the Lycan, one of the heroes that Koi can play as well as Mike, which is very scary right now because the only lockdown you have is Mars, and you're not going to bully a Lycan either. So there's also other heroes we didn't really mention. Lone Druid is actually open here for Liquid, which is generally always a ban. It's a must ban against Liquid.
Especially when they're picking up this Void Spirit as well, right? Because as you guys said, Mike can play it in the position 1. They usually try to put Mike on these heroes that play a lot more fast tempo. They're going to go on those hard codes when they have the Koi for Lone Druid. So
Liquid's
certainly
turn
opened up
to
here.
pick.
Something that I want to touch on before we do see this 4th pick coming in from Liquid.
That's misery.
That is the Shadow Demon and Panda matchup. We've seen this against Drows before, absolutely demolishing that lane. I believe 33 Milan were picking it up for Mud Golems, and it looked extremely hot with that Cinder Brew as well as the Shadow Poison. It just allows them to win that lane
10
really hard, and then you
seconds
can, you know, have a bit more team fight.
Not
So,
this game.
guys aren't feeling it?
Not
Come on,
against
man.
Oracle.
Seconds
You can just
remaining.
dispel it with the Oracle. That's the main concern.
I really don't feel this Lion pick here. I don't
You're
see
a hater?
the really purpose of it. It's not gonna really help Mars win the lane, and I think this also creates
Team
like a
Liquid's
situation where
turn
Liquid
to
can
ban.
pick Lone Druid.
Radiant
And
team
okay,
Yeah, I'm
ban.
surprised it's
Yeah,
left open,
like-
honestly. 2 phases as well. I can understand the first phase, you don't really ban it out, but you go into the second phase and you don't ban it out as well is a bit worrisome. As you pointed out, having Mike on that more fighting position 1 core hero, and then having these and
10
more,
seconds
I guess,
remaining.
farm-intensive heroes in the middle lane for Korkville would be ideal, and that's what they went for.
5
And
seconds
it's looking pretty good
remaining.
right now for Liquid. They've got their
Team
bread and butter.
Liquid's
This is
turn
what
to
they're
ban.
very comfortable playing. Although I
Radiant
still
team
do
ban.
like the 5-man lineup. Maybe the line pick doesn't really fit because there's not really these heroes that you need to catch. Sure, Void Spirit's a little mobile, but it's not like a Storm Spear where you have to get that initial jump to really prevent him from doing work. But all in all, it's going to be 2 different playstyles already, as you can see. 5-man's just really banking on protecting
10
the Drow
seconds
Ranger. So this Drow
remaining.
Ranger needs to have a really good start this game. But that being said,
5
Liquid haven't
seconds
decided with their
remaining.
offlane pick, right? So I guess that's going to be the time where they're going to decide what do we want to win the lane with? What's our enabler this game? What's going to come online and play as a buddy system with our Void Spirit in this particular game?
Yeah, like
Team
we saw like
Liquid's
last
turn
game
to pick.
against the Drow Ranger, you have to have this lane securing hero. Like if the Drow Ranger gets good game and if they get like a 2-lane winning matchup, then game's gonna be so hard. Like Drow is gonna be so farmed, and once he's farmed, I think he can farm and just get
seconds
this
remaining.
butterfly, just secure a Roche, just group up and push the tower.
Well,
5
Team Liquid now
seconds
have their
remaining.
final pick
Radiant
of the
team
draft. It's probably
pick.
going to be a Mika hero or a Boxy hero. He's going to be the Boxy center war runner here. We've seen it a little bit for ESL1 Germany, but being picked up here now as the last pick. It provides them with a good disengage as well. Pretty tanky hero.
I believe this is his most played official offlane hero.
Yeah,
as
I feel
well.
like it would be. He's got a pretty
10
deep hero
seconds
pool. The
remaining.
Yeah,
Boxy
he does. He's one of those players, kind of like Poikva. He plays standard
5
offlane heroes, but he
seconds
also
remaining.
plays those really cheesy picks or even just micro-intensive heroes, which is really nice to have as an off.
Admiral
You may
Conker!
now select
And the
your
final pick
heroes.
here will be the Kunker from 5 Men. So a little bit of an interesting one there from Shessie. He's going to be playing that in the mid lane. Is that a good enough matchup against the Lone Druid, lads?
I'll say Lone Druid is more happy. Like
Yeah.
there's not many heroes that can just make this Lone Druid unhappy. But yeah, like I think this Shadow Demon and Centaur lane against the Drow Ranger Oracle, I think it's gonna be either there's no middle. Whoever's gonna get a kill, like they're just gonna win this lane. And I have a feeling that 5-man's gonna go offensive trial lane and then just put the Mars at bottom because they probably know that Mika will be.
Well, as we can see here with the GG bet odds, lad, Liquid
10
is picked
seconds
to win
remaining.
this one. But what do you guys feel about the draft? I need you to predict before we start heading over to our
5
casters again.
seconds
I just feel
remaining.
like they haven't. They try to react for Liquid's picks, but I don't like how they gave them all their comfort heroes, and especially the Lone Druid. So I'm going with Liquid. I just feel like they're going to be confident going into this game.
Yep, I'm going with Liquid. I'm pretty sure many people like who's watching this like stream, they probably watched this Coilpa Lone Drift 5 or 10 times, and I think it was mostly good.
It looks like the Bear Man is the way to go here. And luckily enough for you guys, Gazza is also supporting the boys of Team Liquid because he wants another Bear to get a victory here. So we're going to leave it with our casters for game number 1 between Liquid and 5 Men. It's going to be Pixie and Foggo.
Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's game 1 of 5 Men versus Team Liquid. Fogged, what are you reckoning? I'm seeing some of the big heroes come out as the panel pointed for Liquid. We are getting the Quake for Lone Druid. Has it been countered? Has it been dealt with well enough by 5Men's lineup?
You actually have some pretty decent elements at dealing with the bear itself. However, Liquid, it's all about what they do with the bear as a whole, because it's not just about, it's not just this hero. It's they group up with it, they push, they end the game. They usually win with this hero. That's why they love playing it. That's why the panel was so confused why it made it all the way to these third,
Prepare
fourth
for
picks.
battle.
But yeah, Drow Ranger is one of those heroes that can shred. Marksmanship is pretty good versus the bear.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it's good enough as we get ourselves into this one, game 1. I mean, anything else
The
in
words have
particular
spoken,
that you're excited to
and
see?
the
I'm
children
seeing another showing here from the old Shadow Demon. This hero's had some good games in this tournament.
Yeah, I actually was going to comment on the Shadow Demon, not for the hero, but for the set. I don't know what set that is, Tyga says, but that set looks sick. I've never seen it, but
He looks like the Balrog.
dude,
You know,
it
the
looks so
headpiece.
cool. Like, look at that. Sorry, I've never seen that cosmetic. I'm a big Shadow Demon player. That one looks really, it's very different than most of the sets. And yeah, this hero has a lot of untapped potential. They also have it versus Kunkka, versus Oracle, versus Drow. Can be a pretty good hero. If people don't know, interaction between
30
Shadow Demon and
seconds to
Oracle,
battle.
any heals that Oracle does throw on, if Shadow Demon does use that ultimate on the target that he is healing, Demonic Purge purges off everything. So Earn, Salve, all those different healing effects will be instantly purged off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fundamentally, that just destroys the Oracle, right? You have to make sure the Shadow Demon is dead or without his ult before you go around dropping false promises on your teammates.
Yeah, you still get you still get some healing. You will still be able to get that like a little bit, but you're gonna negate a lot of that big bonus. Sure, like Mac is one of those big ones that will still work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Earn, your salves and everything are just nothing.
Very excited to see. I mean, other things are sort of standing out in terms of player heroes. We've got the Insania Rubik, of course. I feel like this combo as well, maybe Rubik Shadow Demon, not something you necessarily get excited about in other teams, but when it's Liquid, you know, you can definitely be okay with it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this top lane is going to go as well, too, because last time I saw Void Spirit in the safe lane, it got dumpstered, and it was Miracle playing it, if you remember that game.
Oh, yeah, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Let's see what Mickey can do.
Yeah, he doesn't have the like, best, 5 position with him either. It's a group. This hero not the best at acting as a 5. And however, Insania, he makes it work. He always goes for this like stat kind of build, and he does make that 5 position Rubik work. But yeah, quite a weak lane up here that I feel like could get punished. However, Misery is also playing Lion, kind of a weak laner too. Might even things out.
Now, what would you say is sort of going to be the hot steals that Insania is going to be looking out for this game?
Probably just Kunkka and Mars spells, I'd imagine, are the 2 big ones. You're usually going to get something pretty good out of them. It's going to have to be, in the eye of Zibe to use Bulwark to block off the steals of the spear. But yeah, you're usually going to get something pretty decent out of those 2. If you can get Purified Flames, it's also pretty decent in mid-game. The damage that you can do is pretty nice. It's tough to steal those.
Bottom lane, I mean, this sort of matchup, Tiger and Boxy against Pi and Ace. Normally, these 2 would be able to put a lot of pressure onto the Drow, but having the Oracle here does nullify quite a lot of Liquid's offlane potency.
Yeah, absolutely. He has to watch out for his positioning, though. It's a very strong kill lane that Liquid does have, so positioning of the lane is going to be really important for the side of 5 men. I feel like if the lane gets away from the tower for Ace, he could just chain feed down here. Same thing for Pi Dai. It's Shadow Demon plus his Centaur, they do quite a lot of damage. I'm surprised he actually went for Retaliate. I guess because he's playing versus double range, he just wanted to have it, but I've seen a lot of times this double edge. You have burst, especially when you have a setup, it just kills heroes. It does so much damage.
Yeah, I guess, that the other point in the passive making Ace think twice about how much he harasses with the Frost Arrows.
My thanks will come later.
Sending something back his way when he does get those free hits in onto the Centaur.
It reduces their kill threat by a significant margin, though, not having that double edge. Ace, he's gonna get the 5th stack of poison up. It's gonna be a decent chunk of damage onto Ace. I can't protect it with the Fate's Edict. He tried.
Yeah, that's nice actually. Yeah, I guess if you're good with the timing and the disruption, you can make sure that the Oracle doesn't have the capability of stopping that damage.
Yeah.
Top lane. Okay. Not actually able to catch Misery there with that Remnant. Might have actually got the kill if he was able to. It's still a little off the mark with the combo. And Misery's able to step away and salve up.
Time Insania. Can't quite get the connection. Didn't have mana for both Rebuke and Spear.
First blood.
Can this be?
Lane, I mean, they're going to get both.
Wow, okay. Oh, look at Taiga suiciding immediately, so he gets fully healed up.
I mean, that's pretty big. Getting both of them. I mean, you said it was a kill lane, but I thought with the Oracle there would always be ways to sort of at least keep one of you alive early on, removing the damage and such. But they both go down.
And I'm actually liking this now a lot by Boxy. He gets the Retaliate at level 2, and then he gets the double edge at 3. So at least he still has the way that he can kill threat, but then the harassment actually makes it worth it. I actually like that quite a bit from the 1 point at least. In that Retaliate versus double ranged. Works out very nicely for him and the lane. And now they can continue to pose that kill threat. That's what I'm talking about. If they're able to reset lane positioning always, Ace it's a 290 movement speed hero. Oracle 295. These heroes get ran down so easy by SD and Centaur. Taking a look at mid, haven't really talked about this one too much. Kind of a boring lane, as Quake tends to dominate most of his matchups, and he's doing so again, even versus Chesty on the Kunkka. Up to Ethan Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, are there many mid heroes that you could run against the Quake for Lone Druid that would slow him down early, or are they just, is he gonna have a good time against pretty much any of the standard
Radiant's
mids?
top tower.
It feels like he does have a good time against almost all standard mids. There's some you can play around because base damage is a little low on Lone Druid at the start, so like I'm not a lone druid full expert, so I don't know the exact ones, but I think there's a couple matchups that are very hard. Like the Razor in particular is still very tough. You have to do some tricks as lone druid.
Top. The battle around the rune spot here. Misery and Zibe. Turn over towards Mickey. Have they got enough damage? With the God's Rebuke, it's close. Mickey, he's able to step back in and look towards Misery. He's trying to chase for this. Misery's going to have stun up again in a second here, so should be able to turn. Over he goes with the stun onto Mickey. Mickey, he dove too far and going down. Now it's saying he's got to be careful. The spear's back up and Zibe, a beautiful angle there, clips him straight into the cliff. Has he got enough damage to take him down? One more, it'll do it, and there it is. Double kill for Zibe.
Fight in my war.
Very nicely done in the turnaround. I mean, Liquid, they did try and chase for that, and just didn't respect the cooldown on the Impale.
Middle tower
as Misery able to turn and drop that spike once more.
Didn't respect the tankiness of Zibe either. Not for level 5.
One lane.
Good.
Moving in onto Pi. They got the burst with the poison. It's close enough. One charge is there, and Pi will live.
They're putting pressure on this bottom lane though, and they're making them spend a lot of money on regen. See Ace with his full wand, up to 12 charges. Same thing with Pi. Pressure from Taiga is just a bit too much. And look at the levels too. This might actually just be a kill here.
I mean, can Pi save him? He's got the Fade Edict.
Okay.
Prime Flames here will kick the place in terms of...
I'm surprised how defensively Boxy actually played there. I thought he could just keep committing and hitting on Ace.
Just keep punching.
He has boots. Ace is 290. Centaur is 345. I'm very surprised Boxy played that so passively.
The combo down onto Mickey, but holding him back whilst try and catch him in farm. Mickey's still leading against Zibe in terms of what the core's getting out of this top lane.
Look at the bottom lane positioning. They had a lane ward down. Sentry is able to find it, but Liquid trying to keep the lane positioning good for them to go for kills. Pi will be able to get the pullback though, and Ace will finally be able to get some more farm under the tower. He's being slowed down a lot.
Yeah, we're sort of quite for on the mid as this lone druid. How does his sort of game go in terms of when he's actually going to begin moving? When we see Koifa do this, it's just sort of sit mid until you've taken the tier 1 and then move down to the bottom lane?
Yeah, you just get Mask of Madness, take the mid tower, and then you look to move around. Yeah. It's up to Chessie how he wants to play and how the team wants to react. It's either Chessie asks for people to come mid and kill Koifa, or he has to make moves around the side lane because he can't contest this by himself. Koifa, once he has Mask of Madness, that power is gone. Because he's gonna do two things. He's gonna commit fully onto Chessie and force reactions, or he's just gonna commit fully to tower.
Dire's middle tower
at least
is under attack.
5 men. They've got multiple ways to come over and help him in regards to the stuns. You know, Misery and Zibe got good ways. Off him.
He tries to go on the top. Zibe not quite level
Radiant's
6.
middle tower is under attack.
Yes, he's moving.
Be able to find anything top though. Just turn back towards the mid lane. Going to try and hold the waves away from his tower as long as he can.
He leaves the lane for like half a second, and look how much damage on the tower already.
Himself a top lane.
Surrender all hope to
Jump
the
forward,
void.
burst down the lion. Liquids are getting slightly more out of the lanes. At bottom lane, Ace.
The damage is
down low by this double legend with the poison. He's going to go down. The time where Tiger and Boxy, just this duo, it's 3 kills that they've found in this laning stage. Really bringing it to the Drow early on, slowing down Ace's game.
Kind of cool to see Tiger actually put the second point in disruption too. It's adding up. The damage from the illusions really hurt. Usually I see 1-1-4 build, but
Radiant's middle tower.
still doing a lot versus the Drow.
There.
Another one
To Pi. There, but he's just walking, get up under the tower. He'll keep himself safe, and it is safe enough. Will live. Still having a backup. Time is brought for Ace to come back in, but yeah, this duo down here beginning to look very scary. And of course now with the potential of the 6, Boxy is going to have a much easier chance of diving the tower if they do see Drow get low again to the system harasser on the poison top lane. Zibe moves in with the arena onto Insania at the same time. Mika's going to try and jump over towards Misery, but Misery holds him back with the stun. Zibe, not quite enough damage to take Insania down as Insania is able to step away and Misery is not. Mika gets the kill, and while Zibe tries to commit on Insania, Zibe will not be able to finish off the Rubik, and that is the commitment of the ult from Zibbe.
Yeah, that means they can, on the bottom side and even in mid, they can use Stampede and dive Drow now. Without Mars having ults for any TP counter game, could be pretty huge. Chessie might have to actually bail out Ace here if they do commit. Might have to port bottom. Ace is getting pushed away from his tower, away from his safe lane at the moment.
Is under attack.
And here comes Koikfa. Maybe he's looks like he's actually going to make the move bottom instead of trying to take mid tower.
Okay. I mean, he knows that Chessie is sitting around here, and as you said, as much as he'd eventually get the tower, Chessie is definitely slowing it down. Consistent Tidebringers onto the wave.
Bottom tower.
See what they can do to try and stop this push bottom pipe. He attempts. They're going to find him. Koikfa just moves the bear and straight back behind the tower. We'll be able to disarm the bear. Deeper's coming in for Chessie. Pi will poison. Chessie's got the combo down onto Koikfa. Does he actually have enough damage? He does not. Tiger able to come in with a defensive disruption. Keep Koikfa fine. They're even going to pop the Stampede to make sure that they can get away from the three of them. Misery gets a bit of a lockdown onto the bear, but nothing else to stop him. As Liquid are able to reset their position, and as soon as Koikfa creates tension around the bottom lane, he TP's over mid. The bear does get dragged back. See if they can get it off.
Oh, it gets dragged back? Wait, he just re-summoned it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
That's going to be fine.
Dire structures are fortified.
Wait, so what? He resummoned it, but the new bear was still X'd.
I guess so, and pulled it down bottom. That was really weird. Because I saw him like trying to summon mid, and I think Koikfa was like, wait, where's my bear? That was really strange for a second. But either way,
I guess that makes sense though, because if you die, that doesn't remove the X-Mark debuff. If you die in buyback, right? Or does it? I forget. Maybe it's like that, right? You can't, even though it's a new bear, it's the same.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, the bear thing works really weirdly. Like, there's also some static link stuff that happens also. There's just some weird mid.
They're able to burst down Insania. We're going to see Koikfa try and swing him from the side and turn things around. He's over on towards Misery. Misery underneath the tower. He'll go down. The Hoofstop controls on a Pylite Eye. Koikfa's able to swing across with Mika, and they'll claim the two of them. 5 men, they used a lot there to try and blow up Insania underneath the tower. Cost them 2 lives themselves, and we'll give the space for Liquid to finish the tower mid.
Liquid's getting way more out of the map right now. They're applying so much pressure. Ace is just going to have to pull jungle here, and they're going to lose all 3 of their tier 1s. As a Drow, that's when things get really concerning. You don't have a great place to farm. As Liquid, I think they're going to look to persist forward here and put up some deep vision to just stalk the Drow too, so that they can just keep applying that pressure.
You gotta kind of expect this, right? When you let Liquid get Koikfa's Lone Druid, they are going to hit these timings. You've got to have a solid answer to it if you do let it slip through the draft. And you would imagine in 5 minutes, I would believe that the Lone Druid getting through was not something that they forget about. I don't think you forget about the Koikfa Lone Druid when you play against Liquid. It probably was something they let in because they felt that they do have a way to deal with it. 12 minutes in, not really seeing what they've got in mind to slow down the speed that Liquid's playing at.
No, and I'm not seeing them with heroes that are, I was mentioning how the Drow in particular can be good. Even Mars they can be decent versus Lone Druid, but they're, the grand scheme of their draft, they don't really have the best waves to stop when Liquid sets up for push. They don't have these constant spams, these constant wave clears. They actually have like some of the worst. In fact, like Spear is their best wave clear combo with like Kunkka's Torrent in a way. The rest of them don't want to actually wave clear. It's just not there, and there's a Lone Druid on the enemy team, so they're just going to be able to work down these towers. It's going to be tough for 5 men. They have to have Jibbe set up around these towers, or they're just dead.
And like, sure, there is also the Tidebring and the God's Rebuke, but both of these spells put you in a bit of a dangerous position because you are having to step up. And Liquid, if you're stepping anywhere close to this team, they have a lot of catch. Telekinesis, Disruption, the Remnant pulling from Mickey, Stampede, an insane amount of gap close that makes it very difficult for 5 men to really present themselves to these tower defense.
Absolutely.
As you look at the lineup, and I guess you do have to rely on the Mars to go in first. He is going to be the main initiation. Sure, the Kunkka, Chessie, once he has his first item, he's going to be very tanky as well. But they've just got to sort of walk in and until they have like the blink on Zibbe, for example, and those sort of moves are going to be very easily read by Liquid.
Yeah. When Zibbe does, like, Zibbe is like, he's actually like everything it feels for this team, because he's going to be the deterrent versus the Stampede and everything too. That's why people used to pick the Mars versus Centaur a lot. He doesn't cover his spear there. That was a pretty obvious steal there from Insania, and he gets the best steal pretty much in the game that he can get. Massive damage nuke as well as a high duration stun for the 5 position. But Liquid, feel like they can just chill back a little bit, let Boxy finish up his Blink Dagger, and then they can get super aggressive again. It really feels like 5 men just unable to make much of anything happen.
Zoom in. They're going to drop the combo down on a Boxy. It's not enough damage. Not enough burst to take down Boxy, and this, of course, still pre-hood of the Defiance, and he knows that. Boxy's like, well, they're not killing me now. I'm not going to invest all the way. I'll just hold on to the Ring of Health, and I'll go for the Blink, and he's going to have it. So 14 minutes in, Blink Dagger done on Boxy. Even more ways for Liquid to jump and start fight.
Yeah. It's looking like some perfect planning here for Liquid. 5 men, I think they're falling right into this. They're not making much happen here. They're just kind of sitting back playing the farm game, which I don't feel like I don't think it's going to pay off for them at all. Liquid's getting much more out of the map here. He's farming on all fronts. Mickey, he's going for the perfect item build. When you're playing versus Oracle, playing versus Lion, squishy backlines, and Oracle, who's a saver, you get Ags on Void Spirit, and then there isn't going to be saves anymore. You always will have access into that backline and prevent those saves from Pylai Die.
Dire's middle tower is
That
under
feels like
attack.
Liquid's just taking all the boxes now, and see what 5 men does.
That Axe is going to make him incredibly tanky. When you look at the output from the 3 cores, it's all physical, right? It's sure the stun from the spear in the arena, but other than that, the God Tribute, the Tidebringer, the shots from the Drow, these 2 rounds of Resonant Pulses are going to make him very unlikely to die, and almost certainly give time for heroes like Tiger to come in and be able to disrupt him if he ever does get caught slipping around as this Void Spirit.
Scanning.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great call. Sometimes you can forget how much it actually does absorb, but with 2 of them down, it's a lot.
I mean, how much is it? How much you get from each hit?
75 per. So you can have pretty massive shields. You can have like 400 physical damage shields.
Yeah. Lot bottom. He's got to be a little cautious in his jungle. He does have Misery around with him.
They have good vision around here too.
Yeah.
And they set up for
Tiger.
Tiger. They should be able to get him. They're way too far forward.
Time up top. Pie. Bit of a move onto Mickey. Zibbe's trying to wrap him from the side. They've got the X mark set up onto Mickey. Still got a jump to play with. Arena down. This is pretty deep though. Spear to push back Chessie. And this arena is not going to accomplish much at all.
No, it is not. Boxy, he's smoked up. He's going to find himself a nice little bounty rune here. He might be able to set up here for top. They're just stalling. They're looking to just stall this top push as long as possible. Koikfa's almost got his MKB finished.
He's getting so much space. He is having all the space in the world, Koikfa. A couple of H's to clear through.
Boxy gets his ward down with his smoke too, and they're spotting Ace right now. They might actually be able to set up on him because of that ward. Smoke does wore off though, and Ace might be okay here. It's scary there for a second though for Ace. That ward that Boxy placed, very sneaky. And top, they're not going to be able to pressure that tower. Mickey just constantly pushing it off. That's pretty much MKB gonna be done soon. Misery's getting all this farm and space bottom as a Lion, but that's what the Lion is getting the space, and they found the Drow.
Oh, they are. Taking a look to try and burst him. Straight in they go. Lift up onto Zibbe, stopping him from being able to get in and help out Ace. Ace goes down. Burst there onto Insania. Spear as well. Finishes off the Rubik. They've lost their Drow. Liquid able to get away with just sweeping in straight into that triangle, and despite 5 men being relatively close, they couldn't get there in time to keep Ace safe.
Still so squishy. Like we said, Boxy with a very sneaky ward play pays off.
Chessie tried to go with the X onto Tiger, but the disruption setup there for Boxy to come over. Goes for the TP out. There's nothing stopping. Chessie makes it away.
Close. He almost would have had him if he just double-edged stampeded. It would have been. It may have killed him, but it was very close. And Koikfa bottom just solo kills Misery during it.
I mean, yeah, this lone druid is...
It's the freest game ever.
Yeah, no, but they're not even looking at him. They're not even looking at him. Koikfa has got MKB.
Ours ult, but there's a disruption. And oh, the Z access.
Oh, that was beautiful. The torrent saved him, but until he died. But that was amazing. I love that. The old torrent saving him.
Radiant's top tower.
Obviously not the intentions of Chessie, but you love to see it.
Boxy. Getting chased. Insania has Spear stolen. Don't know if they want to keep chasing forward here. Too Hard is in the back. Koikfa just eats Misery. And now Ace is spotted.
Koikfa's just killing everybody. Oh no. I don't think they can stop the bear. They can't stop the bear. They're just all dying here. Zibe's running. X-Mark to hold back Boxy, but they're into the trees. Koikfa's bringing the bear along. As it's just another, it is early. It's 13-7, 7k lead, but it's a Koikfa lone druid Fogden. He's had just as free of a game as any. He's 3-0-4.
And they've shut down Ace so much this game. 4 deaths. He can't even farm his own Ancient safely because they got that sneaky ward down. Just always have the access to him, and yeah. This is just Liquid running away with it seems here. As another one, this ward is going to get them another kill, it looks like here. Oh, maybe not.
Still alive. He's going to live. He's able to get away. They turn the body shot. The two of them, but the disruption and the stampede is there. Kasaya's able to get out just in time. The finger won't kill him.
No way.
Of course.
Yeah, Mickey. They've got the grabber. He's going to be able to jump down to simulate, avoid the whole combo. Zibe's still trying to chase. Koikfa's going to turn to get the root immediately. Remnant not able to get the two of them. Koikfa actually fearing on himself rather than the bear, and that does mean the bear's going to be a little vulnerable. They do have the X mark, and they've got the damage. The bear finally cleared up, plus 300 for Ace. He needs it.
He really does need it. They get themselves some type of chase kills, but very good disengage by Liquid. They're just playing so well around that vision here. Like we said, the ward finally gets taken out, but that ward did more than enough damage. That ward got them like 5-6 kills, it feels like. And now with so many extra items picked up after these last few sequences, they're in a very comfortable spot. They'll play through lengths of both of these. We'll call them like, they're both kind of like 4 positions in a way.
Yeah, and they're getting away with it. As I say, I feel like we've seen some teams before try to support Duo and it just doesn't work. But Liquid, they know exactly how to run it like this.
Yeah. And it feels like they're always going to have the better initiation and counter initiation in this game. As the Mars isn't even going blink. No, he's not.
He's going to go BKB straight up. Okay, try and walk in on it all top lane. They're in on to make it onto Pi. Jesse's able to jump out. BKB and the TP, but
top tower is under attack.
Still, it's not getting any easier for 5 men. They've got Koikfa in the pit. Roshan almost certainly be his unless we see any quick move from 5 men coming out. It doesn't look like it is going to be there. Nobody heading over. Koikfa's farm continuing to hit incredible levels. They're just getting away with everything.
If 5 men tries to contest this, I'd be very surprised.
Oh, can they do it in time?
Get jumped. They might get jumped if they go for it.
Roshan has fallen to the tower.
Actually, eats a decent amount of damage from the multi-shot, but they're committing in. No blink dagger.
Gotta run away from the bear. Stampede in. They're over on towards the Mars. Mars is not going to be helped out. The boat comes crashing down, but the defensive disruption's over onto Boxy as he dodges the ult. Chessie getting himself away from the bear. The bear arm now finishes as he stays on top of the Boom Goblin. Chessie's still tanking over to the side. Entry able to actually wrap around and burst down Mickey. Gets him finger. Through onto Koikfa. Chessie and Ace trying to step forward, see if they can continue to control the bear. They have got it. The bear goes down. Number plus 300 for Ace, and despite losing out to the Aegis going the way of Liquid, do manage to find themselves 2 big kills there. Misery coming in clutch.
Huge reveal of that blink dagger, and he gets the biggest target possible. Very nicely done.
Dire's bottom tower
Just watching Zibe in this game, and I mean, I get that he's going for the BKB, but I feel like they're never going to be able to initiate fights nicely.
They need a blink. Right, well, I guess Misery's the initiator. He's got the blink. That's their theory. They're just going to use Misery. He's going to be the one to go in first. But then he is a line going first, so you better be sure to back him up. Otherwise, he's going to die before he gets off a second spell.
I guess Zibe just feels like he needs it because the Void Spirit with such an early Ags, the silences and everything. It's just too much that he has to play around with. But yeah, it's going to make those initiations real tough, and I feel like Liquid's going to be able to play around that very nicely here. Always be able to commit onto the targets that they want to. They can just play around Zibe and then commit onto Ace and Pylai dying to the backlines every time with their heroes. Does not look like a fun. This looks like such a hard Oracle game. There's just so many different elements that he has to watch out for if he ever tries to save.
Yeah.
So many different things that can jump on top of him.
Just the fact, as pointed out earlier, that even if he does get the save, there's still counters from Liquid. Not time for Pine.
Scan around the triangle. Liquid all in the area. Ace.
Oh, Ace stun. He does from the Hurricane Pike off, but not before the stun was there. False Promise comes into play. Should have a hell of a lot of damage coming out onto Ace. Even the stolen finger thrown out there by Insania as Ace goes down. 5 men unable to save him, and underneath the tower, Boxy going to jump in on Misery. Misery going to play around with him with the Earth Spike. HCP coming over from Zibe. Liquid still hovering around. 5 men actually punish them at all. It doesn't seem like it. They lose Ace, and it's 4 versus 5. It's not easy for 5 men to get anything done. And just continues Quake for still yet to die in this game.
And Ace yet to live in this game, it feels like, as he always just gets jumped first and killed immediately. You always get right on top of that drow every single time. It really feels like that's going to be the name of the game. I just don't see how they peel this drow range right away. She got the Hurricane Pike off before, but she got caught in the middle of it with the stun and then just is dead. Time and time again. Now Liquid gonna go for a tier 2 here finally.
Radiant's bottom
Bounties will spawn, so it looks like it will be at least a 2-for-2 exchange.
structures are fortified.
But Liquid very likely to be able to take out this tier 2 now because all the 5 men is up top. Continuing to get even bigger on
Dire's top
Korva.
tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under
What's
attack.
going to stop him?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Top lane, maybe this setup. They're able to jump in, actually coming onto it. The hero ready. The silence comes out and plays. Zimmer's trying to head in, but he's getting feared. He's not ever getting a single thing off. He finally gets the BKB down, turns towards Insania, but the spins off the mark. He's just ruined and bashed in place. Zibe goes down. Just see that, it just feels like even the BKB now complete, it just doesn't really do anything for him.
As Chessie now, he has his BKB, might be forced to use it. Boxy's gonna blink in 1 second. They're gonna commit. He's gonna be forced to use it. Will he get bashed? He won't. And they might be able to get the bear.
Ooh, Torrent, they did 300 for Chessie. BKB comes to an end though. And we're ready and waiting with Mickey with the Remnant. Keep him safe. Duels set up.
Dire's turret
Being hit by the gun, so no follow control onto Chessie. Chessie's still trying to step forward. Boxy's actually able to get him with the stun onto Ace. They just turn up the
Radiant's
Chessie.
top tower is under
He tries to
attack.
turn back in. I think he got baited in by the fact that Tiger was as low as he was. But it just cost him his life.
Oh, they saved him too. Insania got the lift, and then Mickey actually used him right after the lift gets casted. So I was like, oh, they actually saved Chessie. Liquid actually let him walk away, and then Chessie turned
Radiant's
back in
top
and gave his life
tower
away.
is under attack.
Painful, as we do see them smoke up, maybe try to catch Liquid completely off guard here. This is a pretty unexpected smoke, but it is around that Aegis timer. How are they gonna be able to, maybe they can get Koikfa. Pretty tanky. If he gets the true form off, there's no way they kill him.
It's going to show here, taking the outpost there. They're making a move. They've got the chain to save, but look at the Hex. Into the wall, they've got him. They got him.
You're not lived to
Yeah, there was a little bit of a crazy play there from Koifa to take that. I guess he just didn't expect them to be that far outside of the base. They were. That's a big one. They're finally able to take him. Insania jumps in. Straight down onto Ace. Mickey wrapping him from the side. Jumps over the step. Boxy gets silenced before he gets the Hoostop off. Misery just gets burst as well as Ace before they can get off a single spell. And the TV out from Zibe is not even going to work. The BKB was not lasting long enough. Tiger's able to get the disruption in. Zibe's been held back. They may have got Quake, but it's the point of the game where they're losing so much in return for it. 4 heroes going down. As at the end of the day, Quakefire, he won't mind dying at all.
Are scanning.
Yeah. A nice smoke out from 5 men gets them that kill with this little clever ward that we do see Liquid have on that high ground. It wasn't dewarded by the sentry, sees everything. And then, I mean, it's just an easy fight for them when they have these 4 heroes versus what 5 men has with this gold lead. Mickey, that arcane wind just smashing through everybody.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Did he get an... Oh, got Mickey, but with the Yules and dissimulate, the X mark just never does enough. That whole replay as we see just a bit of a mess here from 5men in that attempt to get something together. It's again sort of what we've been seeing throughout the day. We've had pretty much every single game today has been rather one-sided, and this looks like another. There's one where a team falls behind, and with what they've got, it's just so hard for them to make any sort of play.
Attack.
Yeah, Drought not having a fun day today, it feels. Just so far on the back foot, never feels like she can really get involved. Trying so hard to protect this triangle, but Liquid reaches.
Back so
Get over with a hoof stomp from Jesse. Arena's down, Spear, and a good stun. Mind up from the two of them, catching both Boxy and Insane. The two supports are down, and with the BKBs, they can commit onto Boxy. Finally able to make a big move. I mean, that's a big one. They get 3 kills, they don't lose anything themselves. This is what 5men need to keep trying to find. These sort of chances. Lining up those stuns perfectly, leaving no opportunity for saves to come into play. Misery just able to get that line, flip Tiger on the back of it, stop any defensive disruption coming out.
It feels like they have to just play around their vision like that and have Jibe on the front line. Still desperately needs this Blink Dagger. If he's able to get it and he can try to peel the distance from Ace, then, you know, Ace can actually do some damage, as we saw there. But will they be able to when it's all 5? It's Mickey.
For Zibe, he's got a double damage ring. He might have the damage for this. Bring him down low. I mean, yeah, we're quite for a round. Very little it feels like Zibe can do, but Misery, oh, he's never the same with the counterplay, but he can't stop the bear. The bear takes down Zibe, and now Quaifer's going to send the bear heading straight over towards Misery. They're within range. The Yule's combo comes into play. Misery goes down.
You risk more than you know.
Yeah, these two are those are the real cores in the map.
Dire's middle tower is under
They
attack.
may have killed the other 3, but when Mickey and Quaifer are around, it's not going to be the case as now. They're going to be able to force reaction. They're going to be able to commit onto this high ground.
Yeah, with the bear pushing in like this. Level 22, Quaifer, all the jump as well. They're straight in onto Jesse. Jesse doesn't even get the chance to pop a BKB, and he doesn't have buyback. He's dead for 70 seconds.
Oh, he's actually got the save from Taiga.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
Is under attack.
Still have to simulate. And that's Kunkka down for a full minute. Not around for this hold. As that was just such a quick move from Liquid. Instantly on top of Jesse. And he doesn't get the chance to pop his BKB. That's the bottom rout's gone. Maybe even more. Mid lane, tier 2 is up, but the creeps are right up by it. They can push it down. Liquid just continuing to cement their lead by quite a bit here.
Yeah, we've seen this time around, we did see that safe lane voice the other day. Really suffered. Mickey he's very comfortable on this, he's dominating with this.
Grabs Zippe. He's not going to get he's just going to false bomb himself. The false promise is there. Zippe will be safe for now. He's able to pop the BKB. Does get the spirit control onto Mickey. They're able to take the Void Spirit down. Okay. Foxy's going for the TP out. Stolen Arena holds them back as well. Misery still will be able to blink round it. Tries to get a catch onto Insania, but Insania, Tiger, the rest of them are away. But the kill on Mickey does stop the push. Little bit of breathing room for 5men as they'll be able to get Jesse back in the game. Of course, still damage was done. Liquid, they got the 1 set of racks. They didn't get 2 sets, but I don't think they'll be too upset about that as they'll be able to wait, reset. The Void Spirit coming back in. The question is how much 5men can do, or if they can do anything whilst Mickey is dead.
Push, they scan around it, and 5men are positioned in it. It's going to be respawning right now. But Liquid, they're all going to be there. Zippe, he jumps up to the high ground.
He's straight up.
There.
And his BKB's on cooldown. He's going to need some help. He's going to need a super high. He's got false promise in 20 seconds. That might not be soon enough. Zippe, he's taken out. Now with the setup on for more. Tiger.
Now Ace.
Disruption. And the who stopped. The drow is gone. Jesse's going to get the boat off, but the bear's on top of him. Bash is in play. Quaifer locking him down. Jesse pops the BKB to try and run, but on the side, Insania lifts up high. They don't even need Mickey. And I guess that was something that 5men failed to respect there, was Zippe just jumping up to the high ground and just throwing away any sort of opportunity to get anything done whilst Mickey was down.
That is literally the worst possible place for Ace to ever try to take a fight. In the river, trying to walk up toward high ground, it's just free for Liquid there when Zippe blinks in, just way over aggressive. And now they, make a response.
Maybe that's why I didn't get the blink first, Bob. The team was like, no, Zippe, don't do it. We know where you're going to jump.
Sean has fallen to the dark.
Well, that was a rough one. Liquid swing their lead even further. 20k advantage now, and now with the Roshan taken down.
30 seconds still on Chessie too. 30 seconds might be time as there's no glyph available just to take out this Rax.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's
the
middle
AC
tower has
MKB,
fallen.
they take those buildings pretty
okay.
quickly. Look at
Yeah,
the tier
back
2
up.
top.
Alright. Still a little bit afraid because of last time because Mickey just got
Radiant's top
exploded.
tower is under attack.
Still feel like they're very strong. They're giving a little bit of respect here. Is that what I think it is coming out for Insania? Is that a full
top
Aghanims
tower
for 5
has
Rubik?
fallen.
Hell yeah. Oh, sweet. Okay.
Having a pretty good game.
That's a
Yes.
very farm 5 position.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the comparison. He's nearly triple the net worth of Pride.
Jesse eats the soul catcher.
Back to 4.
Constant disarms on the bear are being pretty annoying here for Koikba.
Slow down a little bit. Mickey gonna jump in. Boxy's also able to get in on top of Chessie. Chessie a bit caught with the hoostop and the silence. Roots with the hits on it. Boxy's able to pop the cheese, get back up to full HP. Zibe. BKB now comes to an end, pushes back Koikba's bear with the rebuke, but then straight away the bear straight back on top of him. False promise will save Zibe for now. They get him out to the side. Boxy trying to the stun onto waste, but Ace Pop the BKB's able to turn. Boxy back off.
Radiant's top
Koikba
tower
still
is
moving
under
in.
attack.
Look at the resummon as the bear's down
Radiant's
on the
top
watts.
tower
Maybe they'll
is
take it down a second time. They're trying. Jump forward, hugs the backlines. BK, he's closing the gap towards Pi.
Radiant's top
Chessie's in
tower
trouble.
is under
He's
attack.
got to run. BKB is still on cooldown for 50 seconds. Sibe will manage to land the spear onto Boxy. Root and the damage for Tiger. He's in with disruption. Saves Boxy for now. Boxy
Radiant's
turns
top
with his
tower
sub
is
onto the drow, forcing Ace back. Zibe dragged in by the remnant. And
Radiant's top
Zibe
tower
goes down.
has
50
fallen.
seconds. He has got Pi back for Liquid. They've finished the
Radiant's
top
middle
set of
barracks
racks.
are under attack.
They're ready to just move over towards the mid lane. This push on, Zibe buys back. Chessie needs a big catch from this. Not going to get it. Liquid just step back. Ready to reset. Continue to play it safe. Spend their money. Koifa. He's got the money for the full Abyssal.
They're too damn farmed at this point. Ace, the only time that he can actually hit heroes is during his BKB. As soon as the BKB ends, he has to just run away because there's so many different elements that Liquid have to just get on top of him and kill him. They're smoking outside to try to maybe catch Liquid off guard here. Maybe get some kills. Pretty desperate move here.
Radiant are scanning.
Misery, can he find Mickey? Looks like he will.
What? Finger.
Look at the kill.
I mean, Mickey doesn't have buyback.
Enemy now.
Dead for 90 seconds here. We did
Dire's
see
middle
before.
tower
Last time he
is
was
under
dead.
attack.
They
Disaster did happen for 5 men. Yep. Despite being 5 versus 4, but maybe this time round they achieved something whilst the Void Spirit's gone. Tier
Dire's
2,
middle tower has fallen.
take a mid.
Something. It's at least something out of a horrendous situation that they're in. Get themselves a nice ward down as well to be able to see when movements start happening. And they get themselves a tier 2 and a kill. Small gains. But it feels like a pretty impossible game anyway, so at least they can get something out of the map. But Liquid, they're gonna look to just fight anyway. I think they can still fight even without Mickey, but probably just wait for him and look to close it out because side lanes are gonna constantly be forced in, so they can just run down the mid lane because they should have about 30 seconds left on that Aegis. He does respawn.
Now, would you imagine, Fog, that after this game we are going to see the quote for Lone Druid get banned?
Yeah, I was
You
surprised
think
it didn't get banned.
you just got to
before.
ban it if
Yeah.
you're playing against Liquid right now. I mean, especially when Liquid's been on the form that they have been so far at this tournament. They run the games, the wins that they've had, looking a lot cleaner than in some of the previous showings from the recent tournaments. Here it is, so on Germany, Liquid have been. It's definitely clear that they've tidied up their act. Yeah, I think when they're at this level, just don't let them take the load. Don't let it happen.
That was pretty okay. Boxy actually took a talent that I don't think I've ever seen anyone take on Centaur. He took the retaliate damage. He's pretty tanky, and this drow might kill herself hitting the Centaur. That's quite a lot of damage that it does return. Kind of cool.
Double damage.
Ward is set up on the high ground. Liquid waiting for 5 men to try to show up out here. The Abyssal Blade is ready.
Boxy!
Chessie.
He's able to get in with the jump. Chessie does get the BKB off in time. Cole's promise has to come into play to keep Chessie safe on the side. Mickey catches Misery. Misery down. Simulate, they're trying to close the gap onto Chessie. Chessie's in trouble. He's been rooted in position. He goes down. Misery buys back. Chessie's going to have a buyback as well. Straight over the missile on the ways. The Hoostom as well. Ace, he's getting combo from the low. Look at the BKB on. Forced up to the high ground. Turns with the guns to the multi-shot.
He's almost dead.
Got to run all the way back to base. Mickey's just chasing in. They're south the Ace up. Mickey jumps in with another astral step. The Dissimulate finishes off the job. Ace goes down, comes in with a buyback. The Hector stuns there, but Tiger with the save. Keeping him fine. Over to Woodsmith. They're dropping fingers onto Quoyford, trying to burst down the bear, but they cannot do so. As they'll be held back towards the fountain. They're diving in. They're looking to clean them up inside the fountain, and they'll do so. As finally the G's are called. Liquid will take this game 1. 41 to 14. They win this one, 37k advantage. And yet another one of these games that we continue to see today, where a team falls behind Fogged, and they may hold him until the 40 minutes.